In a sweaty Memphis Community College classroom, Professor Daniel Voss, a weary white cynic, smirks as he spots Jade Monroe, a 20-year-old black student, clutching a silver cross necklace. "What's that, your good luck charm?" he jeers. Expecting laughs, Jade's eyes flash. She rips it off, slamming it on her desk, voice trembling. "It's all I've got left." The room freezes as blood seeps from a scar on her wrist, a relic of a racist attack Voss can't fathom. What scars will this spark? Hey, where are you watching from? If you stand for justice against hate, hit like, subscribe, and join us for Jade's fight. Jade Monroe sits in the third row of Riverside Community College's ethics class, her fingers tracing the silver cross necklace resting against her chest. It's a cool way to quiet anchor in the storm of Professor Daniel Voss's lectures. She's 20, a nursing student with a steady gaze and a sharper mind, the kind that doesn't flinch under pressure. But today, the air feels thicker than usual in this Memphis classroom, the hum of the overhead fan barely cutting through the heat of late August. The room's packed with 30 students, some slouched, others scribbling notes, all waiting for Voss to ignite another fire. He's a weary man in his 50s, pale with a buzz cut and a voice that slices like a blade, a self-proclaimed intellectual who's spent 15 years at this underfunded school tearing apart anything he can't measure with a ruler, especially faith. Jade's seen it before, his smug rants about reason over religion, but she keeps her head down. Her focus on passing this class, not fighting his ego. Today, though, he's got that glint in his eye, the one that says he's hunting, and when his stare locks onto her cross, she knows she's the prey. He leans against his chipped wooden desk, arms crossed, his lips curling into a sneer as he says, "Miss Monroe, that little trinket around your neck, what's it for?" "Some good luck charm to get you through my exams," the words drip with mockery, and a few students chuckle, their nervous laughter bouncing off the peeling beige walls. Jade's stomach tightens, but she doesn't blink, her voice low and steady as she replies, "It's my mom's. She gave it to me before she died." The room quiets, the laughs fading. But Voss isn't fazed. He steps closer, his shoes tapping the linoleum, and fires back. "Oh, so it's a keepsake. Sentiment's not an argument, Jade. Your mom's not grading you here." Her jaw clenches, the memory flashing hot behind her eyes. 12 years old, blood pooling on a cracked sidewalk, her mother's body shielding her from a white man's fists, his slurs ringing in her ears as he spat. "You don't belong here." She was a nurse too, working double shifts at Baptist Memorial, her faith the only thing stronger than the hate that killed her. During a grocery run-turned-ambush in 2015, Jade meets Voss's gaze, her voice rising just enough. "She died protecting me from a hate crime. This cross is why I'm still here." The class shifts. A girl in the back gasps, but Voss scoffs, rolling his eyes as he paces, his hands waving like he's brushing off a fly. A sob story doesn't make it true. Survival's not proof of anything divine, it's just luck. You're clinging to a fairy tale because it's easier than facing facts. His words sting, sharp and deliberate, and the chuckles return. Louder now, a guy in a red cap snorting as he mutters, "She's gonna cry about it." Jade's fingers curl into fists, her nails digging into her palms, but she holds her ground, her posture rigid, her eyes locked on Voss, refusing to let him see her break. She thinks she's weathered the worst of it, his usual game of poke and prod, but then the door bangs open, splintering the tension like glass, and a campus security guards stomp in, their boots heavy, their faces blank, but their intent clear. The taller one, a broad-shouldered man with a buzz cut like Voss's, points at Jade and barks, "Miss Monroe, you're coming with us." She blinks, confusion flooding her. "What? Why?" The shorter guard, his badge glinting under the fluorescent lights, steps forward, his tone flat. "You threatened the professor with that outburst." "We got a call." The class erupts in whispers, heads swiveling between Jade and Voss, who leans back with a faint smirk, his arms crossed again, watching like a king amused by his court. Jade's heart slams against her ribs, her voice sharp as she protests, "I didn't threaten anyone. I just answered him." But the tall guard grabs her arm, yanking her from her chair, her notebook clattering to the floor. pages splaying like fallen leaves. She twists, trying to pull free, but his grip tightens. His knuckles whitening as he snaps. Don't make this harder. The shorter one cuffs her wrists, the cold metal biting into her skin, and she's dragged toward the door, her sneakers squeaking against the tiles, her cross bouncing against her chest with every step. She glances back, catching Voss's eyes, his smirk widening as he mouths, "See you later." And the students stare, some wide-eyed, others smirking like it's a show. She's out the door. The hallway a blur of lockers and flickering lights. Thinking this is it, a misunderstanding she can explain. A bump she'll smooth over with the dean and get back to class. But as they shove her into a dimly lit security office, the tall guard slams the door, his breath hot on her neck as he leans in and whispers, "You're done here, girl." His voice low and venomous, dripping with something darker than protocol. Jade's blood runs cold, her wrists aching in the cuffs, the realization sinking in that this isn't just Voss's game anymore. It's something bigger, something racial, something that's been waiting for her all along, and she's nowhere. Near the end of it, Jade Monroe sits on a hard metal chair in the Riverside Community College security office, her wrists still raw from the cuffs that bit into her skin minutes ago. The faint hum of a flickering fluorescent bulb overhead buzzing like a trapped wasp. The room's small, barely 10 feet wide, with scuffed gray walls and a single window smeared with grime, letting in slivers of late afternoon light that cast jagged shadows across her lap. Her silver cross necklace dangles from a guard's meaty fist, swinging like a pendulum as he paces, his boots thudding against the chipped tile floor. She can still feel the taller guard's grip on her arm, the way he yanked her from class after Professor Daniel Voss twisted her words into a threat. And now she's here, caught in a trap she didn't see coming. Sweat beads on her forehead, the Memphis heat seeping through the walls, but she keeps her spine straight, her eyes tracking the shorter guard who leans against a dented filing cabinet, his badge glinting as he smirks. "You've got a mouth on you, huh?" She doesn't answer, her mind racing, piecing together how Voss's sneer turned into this, how her mom's cross, her shield, landed her in a room that smells faintly of bleach and stale coffee. The door creaks open and a woman steps in, mid-40s, crisp blazer stretched over broad shoulders, her hair pulled into a tight bun. The dean of students according to the nameplate that reads Marlene Tate. Jade's pulse steadies. She's got a chance to explain, to undo this mess, so she starts, her voice firm but calm. "Professor Voss asked about my necklace," I answered. "That's it." I didn't threaten him. Tate adjusts her glasses, peering down at Jade like she's a smudge on a report card, and says, "We don't tolerate troublemakers here. Miss Monroe, your little stunt disrupted class." Jade's breath catches, her fingers curling into her palms as she pushes back. "It wasn't a stunt. He mocked me. I just told the truth." Tate's lips thin, her eyes narrowing as she snaps, "Your truth doesn't change the complaint. You're suspended pending review. Get your things and go." The taller guard uncuffs her, shoving her cross back into her hand with a grunt. "Keep it quiet next time," and Jade clutches it, the metal warm from his grip, her mind spinning as she's escorted out, the dean's heels clicking behind her like a countdown. She steps into the humid dusk, the campus sprawling before her, a maze of squat brick buildings and overgrown oaks, thinking she's dodged the worst. A suspension she can appeal, a bump she'll fight through like always. Her sneakers crunch gravel as she heads to her beat-up sedan, the sky bruising purple over Memphis, and she unlocks the door, sliding in with a sigh, figuring she'll call her advisor tomorrow, sort this out. But then her phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number lighting up the screen. "Cross freak, we know where you live." And her stomach drops, her thumbs hovering as another pings, "You're not safe." She locks the doors, her breath shallow, telling herself it's a prank, some classmate Voss riled up, until a crash splits the night, glass shattering somewhere close. Her apartment 3 blocks away, the only place she's got left since her mom's gone. She floors it, tires squealing, pulling into her lot 10 minutes later, her heart hammering as she sees the damage, her ground floor window a gaping hole, shards glittering on the patchy grass. She stumbles out, legs shaky, and finds a brick. On her couch, a crumpled note taped to it, the paper stained with sweat. Words scrawled in jagged marker, stay in your place, N asterisk 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 asterisk, Voss sends regards. Alongside her Tuesday class schedule, 9 to noon, ethics with him. Her knees buckle, she grips the cross tighter, the edges cutting into her palm as she scans the dark, the streetlights flickering like dying stars, her mind reeling. This isn't just suspension. It's a target on her back. She dials 911, voice trembling as she reports it. The operator's monotone replies barely registering, and when a squad car rolls up 20 minutes later, the officer, a lanky white guy with a buzz cut, barely glances at the brick, muttering, "Kids these days," before driving off, leaving her alone in the wreckage. She sinks onto the couch, glass crunching under her, thinking she's still got control. She'll file a complaint, expose this, but then her phone rings, a private number, and she answers. Breath held, only to hear Voss's voice, smooth and cold. "Thought you'd learn, Jade. Teach her a lesson, boys." Followed by a click and laughter fading into static. Her eyes dart to the broken window, shadows shifting beyond the blinds, and she realizes he's not just a professor. He's a puppet master, pulling strings with a hate group she can't yet name. And this brick is just the start of a war she didn't choose. Jade Monroe stumbles from her wrecked apartment, the brick's slur still burning in her mind, her silver cross clutched in her fist as she bolts down the cracked Memphis sidewalk, the night pressing in thick and heavy, humid air sticking to her skin like a second layer of fear. Her sedan's too exposed, the lot a trap waiting to snag her. So she heads for the only spot she can think of, a 24-hour diner 2 miles east. Its neon sign a faint promise of safety flickering through the dark. She cuts through an alley, her sneakers splashing in puddles, the distant hum of traffic a lifeline as she dodges shadows that stretch to long under flickering streetlights, her breath ragged, her mind screaming that she's overreacting, that Voss's call was a bluff. She slips into the diner 10 minutes later, the bell jangling above the glass door, and slides into a booth near the back, the vinyl sticky under her thighs, the smell of burnt coffee and grease wrapping around her like a shaky hug. A waitress, with tired eyes and a Namatic reading Della, pours her a water, no questions asked, and Jade sips it, her hands trembling as she dials her cousin Marcus, her only family left in this city, his voice a tether since her mom's death 8 years ago. "Marcus, I need you," she whispers, her words tumbling out, the brick, the note, Voss's voice on the line, and he cuts in, steady but sharp, "Stay put. I'm 10 minutes out. We'll figure this." She nods to no one, her shoulders easing. An inch, thinking she's got a plan, a ride out of this mess. She'll hole up at his place in North Memphis, regroup, fight back tomorrow. The clock above the counter ticks past 11. The diner's half empty, a trucker nursing a burger, 2 teens giggling over fries, and Jade stares out the streaked window, willing Marcus's beat-up pickup to roll in, her cross warm in her palm, a frail shield against the chaos clawing at her edges. She thinks she's safe, a breather before the storm, until headlights stab through the glass. 3 sets, harsh and blinding, screeching tires tearing the quiet apart as pickup trucks skid into the lot, gravel spitting like gunfire, doors slam. 5 men pile out, hoods pulled low, bats and crowbars glinting in their fists, their voices roaring her name, "Jade Monroe, you black bitch, come out." The words slice through her, echoes of that night at 12, her mom's screams, the fists, the blood, and her chest seizes, her water glass tipping as she ducks low, the trucker swearing, the teens bolting for the kitchen. Della yells, "Get out the back," but the men smash the windows before Jade can move, glass raining onto the checkered floor, their boots storming in, one swinging a bat at the counter, another kicking over a stool as they shout slurs her mom died choking on. "You don't belong here, cross freak." She scrambles from the booth, her knee slamming the table, pain flaring as she's grabbed by a meaty hand, yanking her hair, dragging her across the floor, her cross slipping from her grip, skittering under a table. She twists, kicking at his shin, her nails raking his arm, and he howls, loosening enough for her to break free, lunging for the kitchen door as bats swing, shattering a jukebox, the air thick with their laughter. and the teen's screams, phones flashing as they film her terror. Not help. She bursts through the swinging doors, cooks scattering, and hits the back exit, tumbling into a dumpster-lined alley, her lungs burning as she sprints, weaving past rusted bins. Thinking she's lost them, their shouts fading behind the diners. Wail, she rounds a corner, her pulse hammering, figuring Marcus will meet her a block up. She's out. She's alive, until she stumbles into a pool of streetlight and freezes. Marcus sprawled on the asphalt, blood pooling from his split lip, his wrists bound with zip ties, his pickup idling nearby, headlights dim. She drops beside him, her hands shaking as she rips at the ties. His groans cutting through her panic. "Jade, they got me. I'm sorry." And she sees it then. A note pinned to his shirt, ink smeared with his sweat. Voss says hi, stay down. Or he's next. Her eyes widen, tears blurring the words as she pulls him up. His weight dragging her shoulder, the truck's engines revving in the distance, closing in. And she realizes Voss isn't just taunting her. He's hunting her. His hate group a pack of wolves with her scent, and Marcus, her rock, is bait in a trap she can't outrun yet. Jade Monroe kneels in the Memphis alley, her hands frantic as she tears at the zip ties binding her cousin Marcus, his blood slick under her fingers, the streetlight above buzzing like a swarm of angry bees, casting his swollen face in a harsh, yellow glow. His pickup idles 10 feet away, headlights dim. A lifeline she thought would pull her from the diner's wreckage, but now it's a taunt. The engine's low growl mocking her as she rips the note from his shirt. Voss says hi. The words a knife twisting deeper into her gut. Marcus groans, his voice thick with pain. "Jade, they jumped me. Said they'd kill my girl if I didn't talk. I told em where you'd be. I'm sorry." And her chest caves, not at his betrayal, but at the fear in his eyes, his 8-year-old daughter, Leela. The soft spot those hooded bastards pried open. She pulls him up, his arms slung over her shoulder, her knees shaking under his weight, whispering, "It's okay, we'll fix this." Her mind racing for a next move, her apartment trashed, the diner a war zone, and Marcus's confession a crack in her armor she can't patch yet. She guides him past the truck, to hot to touch, and heads for the only place she's got left, a squat brick church 3 blocks west, its steeple a faint silhouette against the bruised midnight sky, a spot her mom used to sing hymns in, where Jade figures she can breathe, hide, regroup. They stumble through backyards, over sagging fences, her sneakers snagging on roots, Marcus wheezing as blood drips from his nose, staining her sleeve, and she pushes down the panic, telling herself she's got this, she's tougher than they think, her silver cross swinging against her chest, its chain rattling with every step. They reach the church 15 minutes later, its oak doors weathered but unlocked, and she eases Marcus onto a pew, the wood creaking under him, the air cool and thick with the scent of polished pine and old hymnals stacked in the corner. Stained, glass filters moonlight into shards of red and blue, painting her hands as she checks his pulse, steady but weak, as she exhales, thinking she's found a sliver of peace, a sanctuary to plan her fight against Voss and his mob. She steps to the pulpit, searching for a phone, when the doors thud shut, a lock clicking loud enough to jolt her spine, and she spins, her heart slamming as the pastor emerges from the shadows, a gaunt man in his 60s, gray hair slicked back, his black robe swaying as he steps into the aisle. "Pastor Reed?" she asks, voice trembling, recognizing him from childhood Sundays, but his eyes narrow, his lips curling into a sneer as he snaps, "Your kind's not welcome here, Jade. Not with that trouble you bring." She blinks, confusion flooding her. "What?" "I need help. They're after me." But he cuts her off, his voice icy. "I know who you are. Voss's niece don't take kindly to your stink around here." And the words hit like a fist. Voss's uncle, this man who baptized her at 6, now a cog in the machine grinding her down. She steps back, her hip bumping a pew. "Your family with him?" And he chuckles, low and bitter, "Blood's thicker than your sob stories." Pulling a phone from his pocket, his thumb jabbing as he mutters, "She's here, come get her." Jade's blood runs cold. She lunges for Marcus, dragging him toward a side exit, his groans muffled as she hisses, "Move, now." But sirens wail outside, red and blue flashing through the windows, and the doors burst open. For cops storming in, batons drawn, their boots pounding the floor like war drums. Jade Monroe, you're under arrest for trespassing. The lead. Cop barks, a stocky guy with a buzz cut and a smirk, his badge glinting as he grabs her arm, twisting it behind her back, her cross snagging on his sleeve as she fights. I didn't do anything. He locked me in. Marcus slumps, too weak to stand, and the pastor smirks. She broken, officer, threatened me. His lice smooth as silk. The cops cuff her, metal biting her wrists again, and haul her outside. The night swallowing her pleas as a crowd gathers. Students from class among them, phones up, filming her shame. She spots Voss across the street, his weary frame leaning against a lamppost, a megaphone in hand. His voice booming, see she's a menace, can't trust her kind. And the class watches, some gasping, others nodding, the live stream spiking. As she's shoved into a squad car, her head slamming the frame. Pain blooming as Marcus's cries fade behind her, the church's steeple shrinking in the rear view. She thinks she's hit bottom, but the pastor's betrayal, Voss's voice, the cops' fists, they're just the start, and she's trapped in a cage she can't claw out of yet. Hey, what would you do if your last safe spot turned on you? Comment number 1 if you think Jade's strength is unbreakable. Number 2 if you'd ditch that cross to survive. Like this video if you're raging at Voss's family pulling strings. And subscribe to catch every twist in Jade's fight against this racist nightmare. Can she outsmart a town that's turned its back? Or is her faith about to break under the weight of betrayal? What's Voss got up his sleeve next to crush her? Spirit. Jade Monroe sits in a Memphis jail cell, her wrists chafed from cuffs that clinked off an hour ago. The concrete bench cold under her thighs, the air stale with sweat and rust. A single bulb buzzing overhead like a dying fly trapped in amber. Her silver cross lies broken on the floor, its chain snapped into by a guard who'd sneered. No charms for you, girl, his meaty fingers twisting it apart as she'd lunged, only to be shoved back, her shoulders slamming the wall with a thud that still echoes in her bones. She can still hear Voss's megaphone outside the church. She's a menace, the words branding her as cops dragged her from Pastor Reed's trap. Marcus's groans fading into the night, her last ally. Lost to the dark, the cell's 8 by 10, gray walls scratched with initials and curses. A steel toilet in the corner mocking her dignity, and she pulls her knees up, her mind racing. Replaying the diner, the brick, the pastor's sneer, Voss's glee, all pieces of a puzzle she's too battered to solve yet. Footsteps clomp down the hall. A guard with a patchy beard and a gut spilling over his belt. His keys jangling as he stops, smirking through the bars. Your kind always thinks they're special. Huh, that Jesus junk won't help you now. And he spits, the glob landing inches from her broken cross, her stomach twisting as she glares. Silent but seething. She's got one shot, a phone call she's owed. And when he finally unlocks the cell 20 minutes later, grunting, make it quick, she limps to the payphone, her sneakers scuffing the grimy tiles. Dialing Tia, her nursing classmate with a quick laugh and a knack for tech, the only friend she's got left who might believe her. Tia, it's me, she whispers, voice hoarse, spilling the night's hell, the arrest, Voss's lies. And Tia cuts in, sharp and steady. I've got you, Jade. Stay strong. I'll rally the crew. Jade exhales, a flicker of hope warming her chest as she hangs up, thinking she's got a lifeline. Students who saw Voss's taunt in class, who might fight for her. Hours crawl by, her head throbbing, and just past dawn, the guard returns, tossing her a crumpled release form. Technicality, you're out, don't push your luck. And she's shoved into the muggy morning, free, her cross shards clutched. In her fist, thinking she's turned a corner, Tia's got her back, she'll clear this mess. She steps onto the jail steps, the sun barely cresting the Memphis skyline, and freezes. News vans clogging the lot, cameras swiveling, reporters shouting, Jade Monroe, why'd you threaten your professor? Her heart sinks, her name's poison now, and she spots Tia waving from the crowd, a dozen students behind her holding signs. Free Jade, their voices a thin shield against the onslaught. She thinks she's won a breath, a chance to fight, until a reporter shoves a mic in her face. Are you the race-baiting thug Voss says you are? And her blood runs cold. His words on a loop in her head as she pushes through, Tia grabbing her arm. "We've got a protest. It's spreading." Jade nods, dazed, heading for Tia's rusty hatchback, thinking she's got momentum, until they peel out and her phone buzzes. A news alert, Voss on Channel 5. His weary frame hunched behind a podium, his voice smooth as venom. "Jade Monroe's a violent radical, a race baiter stirring trouble. Look at these texts she sent me." And the screen flashes blurry screenshots. "I'll ruin you, Voss," words she never wrote. Timestamps from last night when she was cuffed. Her jaw drops. He's lying. "Tia, I didn't send those." But Tia's eyes widen. "He's got proof, Jade. Planet or not, it's sticking." They pull into Tia's cramped duplex 10 blocks south. The TV blaring as Voss's face fills the screen, his lies trending online. Hashtag Jade the thug spiking, and Jade sinks onto a sagging couch, her crossed shards cutting her palm, thinking she's still got the students. Until sirens wail outside, tires screeching, and she peers through the blinds, a mob spilling from pickups, the same hooded men from the diner, bats raised. Their shouts a roar, no mercy for her kind. Flames leap as they torch a pile of her nursing textbooks, stolen from her trashed apartment. The pages curling black, her future ashes in the streetlights glow. She stumbles back, her breath shallow. They found me, and Tia grabs her. "We'll fight this," but the chants grow, burn her out. And Jade realizes Voss isn't just framing her, he's rewriting her into a monster. His hate group a hammer smashing her every step. And this release isn't freedom, it's a leash tightening around her neck. Jade Monroe crouches in Tia's duplex, the blinds slanted just enough to show the mob outside. Their hooded figures pacing under Memphis streetlights, bats dragging sparks across the asphalt. Her nursing textbooks smoldering in a pile that reeks of gasoline and hate, the flames licking higher as their chants pound her ears, burn her out. Cross freak, her silver cross shards dig into her palm. The broken chain a jagged reminder of the jail cell she escaped hours ago. Her breath shallow as Tia kneels beside her, eyes wide. Fingers flying over a laptop perched on a milk crate, its screen glowing, with Voss's forged texts trending online. Hashtag Jadathethig now a rallying cry for every bigot in the city. The duplex is a cramped box, peeling wallpaper, and a single bulb swinging overhead. The air thick with dust and desperation. Tia's home since she dropped out of Riverside Community College to care for her sick mom, now Jade's last hideout. After the church, the diner, her apartment, all torched or turned against her. Tia's voice cuts through the chaos, sharp and urgent. "I'm hacking Voss's email, Jade. He's gotta have proof he's tied to these psychos. We'll leak it, flip this." And Jade nods, her pulse racing, clinging to the hope that Tia's tech skills, honed from years of fixing busted laptops for cash, can claw her out of this hole. They hunch over the screen, Tia's fingers a blur as she cracks his password, Ethixking99, a smug relic of Voss's ego, and emails flood in, one from a burner account. "Get her tonight. Make it loud," sent hours before the diner. Attack, proof he's puppeteering this hate group. His weary hands pulling strings from that lecture hall podium. Jade's chest tightens. "This is it. Tia, get it out there." And Tia uploads it to a protest group's page, the post exploding. Shares spiking past 1,000 in minutes, students commenting. Voss is done, and Jade thinks she's turned the tide. Her name might clear, the mob might scatter. She stands, stretching her aching legs, whispering, "We did it," her voice trembling with relief, until a crash shatters the moment, glass exploding inward as a Molotov cocktail. Sails through the window, flames roaring across the threadbare rug, heat slamming her face like a fist. Tia screams, "Jade, run," shoving her toward the back door, but the fire's fast, licking up the walls, swallowing the couch where Jade slept last night, and Jade grabs Tia's arm, "Not without you." Smoke stings her eyes, her lungs seizing as they stumble through the haze, the mob's laughter a warped echo outside. "Burn, bitch, burn." Tia's stronger, shoving Jade again, her voice cracking. "Go, I'll hold M." And Jade trips over a chair, her knees slamming the floor. Pain spiking as Tia pushes her out the back, the door banging shut behind her. Jade lands in the Yard, grass wet under her palms, coughing as flames burst through the roof. Tia's silhouette vanishing in the inferno, her scream piercing the night. Run, Jade, run. Before it cuts off, swallowed by the roar, Jade scrambles up, tears streaking her face. Her hands empty, the cross shards lost in the chaos, and she bolts, legs pumping as sirens wail. Red and blue flashing through the smoke, cops swarming the street, not to save, but to point, their shouts sharp. She did it, arsonist. She ducks behind a shed, her heart shattering as Tia's duplex collapses, a tomb for her friend. And tires screech, news vans rolling in, Channel 5 cutting live to Voss, his weary frame hunched behind a mic, his voice smooth as poison. Jade. Monroe's a terrorist now, look at this carnage. She's unhinged, his lies painting her as the match, not the target. Jade's breath hitches. She thinks Tia's death might rally the city, the emails might stick. But the mob grows, spilling from the trucks, dogs barking, their teeth glinting as handlers unleash them, snarling. Find her, rip her apart. And Jade runs, barefoot now, her sneakers lost in the fire, gravel slicing her soles as she darts into an alley, the hound's howls closing in, her mind screaming that she's lost everything. Tia's gone, the proof's ash, and Voss's voice loops on a distant radio. She'll pay for this, his glee a blade twisting deeper. She stumbles, blood smearing the pavement, thinking she's hit the wall, but those dogs are faster. The mob's louder, and Voss's hate is a tidal wave she can't outswim. Not yet, not alone. Her lies sacrifice a spark snuffed out in a blaze she'll never unsee. Jade Monroe sprints barefoot through a Memphis alley, her soles shredded by gravel, blood trailing in smears behind her as the baying of dogs echoes off brick walls. There snarls a jagged chorus chasing her from Tia's burning duplex, the night, thick with smoke, and the stench of gasoline still clinging to her skin. Her silver cross shards are gone, lost in the blaze that swallowed her friend. Her lungs burning as she weaves past overturned trash cans, their lids clattering like gunfire. In the dark, her mind a whirlwind of Tia's scream, Voss's lies on the news, the mob's bats now traded for hounds snapping at her heels. She's got no phone, no shoes, no plan. Just raw instinct driving her toward a junkyard half a mile east. Its rusted gates a faint promise of cover under the moon's pale sliver. The Memphis skyline a blur of lights she can't reach. Her legs scream, her knee throbbing from the fall in Tia's house, but she pushes on, ducking under a sagging chain link fence, the metal snagging her shirt, tearing a strip as she slips into the yard. A graveyard of twisted car husks and shattered windshields. Glinting like broken teeth, she crouches behind a gutted sedan, its hood gaping, her breath ragged as she rips a shoelace from an abandoned sneaker, wrapping it tight around a gash on her thigh, blood soaking through, her hands shaking as she finds a rusted sewing needle. In the dirt, threading it with a strip of her shirt to stitch the wound, each jab a white-hot spike, her teeth gritted to choke a scream. The dogs' howls fade, their handlers cursing a block back, and she exhales, thinking she's off the grid, a ghost in this scrap maze, her pulse slowing as she leans against the car's frame, the cool steel a fleeting bomb against her fevered skin. She's got a heartbeat to think, to plan, maybe slip out at dawn, find Marcus, fight back. But then a hum cuts the quiet, a high-pitched whine growing louder, and she peers up, her stomach dropping as red lights blink overhead, drones slicing the sky, their lenses glinting like predator eyes. A spotlight flares, pinning her in a circle of white, and she bolts, weaving through stacks of crushed fenders, her stitches popping, blood seeping as a voice crackles from a speaker. Jade Monroe, armed and dangerous, shoot on sight, and her chest seizes, recognizing the drawl of Voss's brother, Sheriff Lyle Reed, the pastor's kin. Now a lawman turning his badge into a noose. Bullets ping off metal, deputies swarming the yard's edge, their boots crunching glass as drones dive lower, one buzzing inches from her head. Its propellers a roar as she hurls a hubcap, smashing at midair, the crash buying her seconds to dive into a rusted van, its door hanging loose. She crawls inside, glass cutting her palms, and spots a sewer grate 10 yards off. A slim chance under a pile of tires, her fingers clawing at the dirt as shots ricochet. Deputies shouting, "She's here, flush her out." She thinks she's got it, wrenching the grate free, her arms trembling as she slides into the pipe. The dank stench of rot choking her, water sloshing to her knees, freedom a whisper ahead. But the tunnel narrows, her hips scraping concrete, and she slips, tumbling into a wider chamber. Landing hard, her ankle twisting with a sickening pop as floodlights blaze from above. Deputies waiting, their silhouettes hulking like vultures. "Got her," one growls, a weary guy with a buzz cut and a swastika tattoo creeping from his sleeve. His baton swinging as he leaps down, cracking her ribs. Her scream swallowed by the echo as another kicks her stomach, blood pooling in her mouth. They pin her, a third carving a slur into her arm with a pocket knife. An asterisk 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 bitch. The blade biting deep, her vision swimming as she thrashes, her strength fading. The pain a red haze drowning her fight. She thinks she's done, her body folding, but then a crackle hums overhead, a drone hovering. Voss's voice purring through static. "Faith won't save you now, Jade." His laugh sharp as the knife, watching her bleed out on a live feed. She can't see, the deputies cheering as they drag her limp form to a ledge, her blood dripping into the sewer's black water. She's half conscious, her eyes fluttering, thinking this is it, the end Voss wants. But her fingers twitch, brushing a shard of glass in the muck, a faint spark in the dark she can't grasp yet. Not as their boots loom, ready to finish what the dogs started. Jade Monroe lies battered in the Memphis sewer, her ribs aching from deputies' blows, blood seeping from the slur carved into her arm, the dank water lapping at her legs as Sheriff Lyle Reed's men loom above, their boots poised to stomp her. Into silence, Voss's drone humming overhead, his laugh still ringing in her ears. "Faith won't save you now." Her vision blurs, the shard of glass in her fist a faint lifeline, and she grips it, her mind clawing through pain for a way out, her body screaming surrender but her will spitting defiance. She fakes it, going limp, her breath shallow, eyes half closed as the weary deputy with the swastika tattoo snorts. She's done, kicking her once more, her side flaring, but she bites her tongue, tasting copper, letting them think she's dead. They drag her to the sewer's edge, her limbs scraping concrete, and toss her into the current, her body tumbling downstream, cold water shocking her awake as she floats, holding her breath. The drone, S-light fading, deputies whooping. One less problem, their voices echoing off the tunnel walls. She washes up 10 minutes later, a muddy bank under a rusted grate, her ankle throbbing, her arm a mess of torn flesh, but alive, coughing muck as she crawls out. The night air sharp against her soaked skin. She's in a drainage ditch, the city's glow a distant haze, and she staggers upright, her mind racing. She's got nothing, no cross, no Tia, number Marcus, but she's breathing, and that's enough to fight. She limps to a gas station a mile off, its neon buzzing, and slips inside, the clerk half asleep. A pimply kid in a stained apron who doesn't glance twice as she snags a burner phone from a rack, her hands trembling as she dials a memorized number. A classmate, Dion, a weary guy from ethics class who'd nodded at her story that first day. "Dion, it's Jade. I need you," she rasps, spilling the sewer, the beating, Voss's feed. And he's quiet, then firm. "I've got a camera. Meet me at the park. We're going live." She steals a hoodie from a rack, pulls it over her drenched shirt, and hobbles 3 miles south, her ankle swelling, every step a knife. But she reaches the park by 2 in the morning, Dion waiting under a flickering lamp, his phone rigged to stream, his eyes wide as he sees her scars. "Jesus. Jade, they did this." She nods, peeling back the sleeve, the slur raw and red, and he hits record, her voice shaking but steady. "This is what Voss's hate does. He mocked my cross, sixed his brother's cops on me. I'm not the thug, he is." And she holds up her arm, the camera zooming, her ribs aching as she recounts the diner, Tia's fire, the junkyard, the sewer, Voss's taunt crackling through the drone. Views climb, 10,000, 20, spiking past 50 as Dion whispers, "It's working." And Jade thinks she's done it, flipped the script, exposed the monster. Her scars a megaphone louder than Voss's lies. Dawn breaks, the stream's viral, students flood Riverside Community College's quad, signs waving. Justice for Jade, their chants shaking the oaks, and she hides in Dion's dorm. A cramped room with peeling posters, watching the feed. Hit 1,000,000, thinking she's sparked a revolution. Her breath steadying as she wraps her arm in gauze, Dion grinning, they're rioting for you. She's almost smiling, her fight reborn until boots thunder outside. The door splittering as feds in black vests storm in, rifles cocked. Jade Monroe, hands up. Dion dives for his phone, but they smash it, glass cracking under a boot. As they grab her gauze unraveling, blood dripping as they cuff her, the lead agent. A square-jawed man with cold eyes, barking, "You're under arrest, terrorism, arson, the works." She twists, "It's Voss, he set me up." But they shove her out, Dion shouting, she's innocent. As they haul her to a van, the campus riot drowned by sirens. Students scattering as tear gas blooms. She's thrown inside, her head banging steel, and a TV flickers on, Voss's face filling it, his voice smooth. Jade's confession proves she's a danger, listen, and a garbled audio plays, her voice warped. "I burned Tia's place, I'll take you all down." Lie stitched from nothing, timestamps matching the fire she fled. Her jaw drops, that's fake. But the agent smirks, tell it to the judge, and outside, the mob from the diner reappears. Spilling from trucks, their hoods swap for masks, screaming for her head, hang her, terrorist. As rocks pelt the van, glass cracking, the jail looming ahead, a fortress she won't escape this time. Voss's brother, Lyle, grinning from a cruiser, his tip turning her win into a noose. Her revolution a mirage she can't hold onto. Jade Monroe slumps in a Memphis jail cell, her wrists raw from cuffs that bit deeper this time. The concrete floor slick with grime, her arm throbbing where deputies carved a slur 2 nights ago. The gauze long gone, blood crusting over the jagged letters as she stares at the ceiling. A cracked slab lit by a flickering bulb that buzzes like a trapped hornet. The feds hauled her here after smashing Dion's dorm. Voss's forged confession playing on loop in her head. "I burned Tia's place." A lie that's turned her live stream triumph into a terrorist's brand. Her name a curse trending. Nationwide, her silver cross is gone, shards lost to fire and flood. But she salvages a piece from her pocket, a bent fragment she'd snagged in the sewer. Its edge sharp against her thumb as she clutches it. Her last tie to her mom, to Faith, to anything not drowned in this nightmare. The cell's packed, 6 women crammed in 10 square feet, their eyes hollow, some muttering, others glaring, and Jade spots a chance. A weary inmate named Kashia with a scar snaking down her cheek. Her posture tense but curious as Jade whispers, "They're framing me. I've got proof." Kashia nods, slow and sharp. "Heard about you, cross girl. What's the play?" Jade holds up the shard, its glint catching the light. "We get out, show the world." And she shares it, passing it hand to hand, a spark igniting as the women grip it. Their murmurs swelling, "We're with you." They plot fast, Jade's voice low, next guard change, "We move." And when a lanky deputy with a lazy stride unlocks the door at 3 in the morning, Kashia trips him, Jade snatching his keys as the others swarm. Fists flying, shouts echoing off steel bars. Jade's heart pounds, she unlocks a side gate, leading them out, 5 shadows slipping into a hall. Alarms shrieking as they sprint past barred windows, Memphis humidity seeping through cracks. Freedom a breath away, she thinks she's free. Shoving open an exit, the night air hitting her face, her lungs gulping it as they scatter. Kashia's laugh a wild yelp beside her, "We did it." Jade's almost grinning, her ankle throbbing but holding, figuring she'll find Dion. Restart the fight, until a crack splits the dark, a sniper's bullet grazing her skull. Blood trickling warm down her temple as she stumbles, Kashia yanking her behind a dumpster. "Keep moving." Jade blinks, dazed, the shot from a tower she didn't see, and then headlights flare. Sheriff Lyle Reed, Voss's brother, stepping from a cruiser, his lean frame dwarfed by a militia spilling out behind him, camo vests and rifles glinting, their hoods swapped for balaclavas. A dozen men who'd burned Tia's house now here to end her. Cleanse her influence, Lyle barks, tossing a torch, and flames roar as they set the jail's edge ablaze, smoke billowing. A wall of heat driving Jade back, her eyes stinging as she pulls Kashia toward a swamp beyond the lot, reeds snapping. Underfoot, her bare soles sinking in muck. Shots ring out, bullets slicing water. One clipping Kashia's shoulder, her groan sharp as Jade drags her deeper. The militia's boots splashing behind, dogs howling anew, their teeth bared in the firelight. Jade's chest heaves, half carrying Kashia, her own blood dripping from her head, painting the swamp red as choppers buzz overhead, their spotlights slashing the dark. Lyle's voice crackling through a radio on a dead deputy's belt. No. Black Saint survives me. His words avow as Voss's shadow looms in every move. His brother's militia machine built to crush her. She staggers, her vision swimming, Kashia slumping heavier, and collapses behind a cypress. Roots clawing the mud, her body folding, ribs screaming, thinking this is it. She's broken them out only to die here, half dead, hunted like prey. The choppers circle, blades a roar, militia closing in, their shouts a wave, she's ours. And Jade's fingers tighten on the cross shard, her eyes burning through tears. Not done, not yet. Her blood a map in the dirt, her will a flicker refusing to fade, even as the swamp swallows her every step. Lyle's torchlight a promise of worse to come. Hey, would you risk it all for a stranger like Jade did? Comment number 1 if you think her jailbreak was worth it. Number 2 if you'd stay locked up to save yourself. Like this video if you're rooting for Jade to outrun these racist killers. And subscribe to see if her spark can ignite a fire Voss can't snuff out. Has her fight hit its limit, or can she rise from this swamp soaked in her own blood? Jade Monroe drags herself through the Memphis swamp, her arm slung around Kashia's waist. The inmate's shoulder oozing blood from a militia bullet. Her own skull throbbing where a sniper's graze left a sticky trail down her cheek. The cross, shard clutched in her fist cutting into her palm as reeds slap her legs. Mud sucking at her bare feet with every step. The jailbreak's chaos fades behind them, choppers still buzzing overhead, their lights slicing the dark. Sheriff Lyle Reed's voice crackling faintly on that stolen radio. No Black Saint survives me, a vow that haunts her as dogs howl. In the distance, their handler shouts a fading storm. Kashia stumbles, her weight dragging Jade down, and they collapse behind a gnarled cypress. Its roots a tangled shield, the air thick with rot, and the buzz of mosquitoes feasting on her. Blood. Jade's ribs ache, her ankle swollen, but she rips a strip from her hoodie, binding Kashia's wound. Whispering, "Hold on, we're not done," her voice a rasp as she scans the dark. Spotting a rusted shed 50 yards off, a fisherman's shack, its tin roof glinting under the moon. They crawl, muck smearing their knees, and slip inside. The floor littered with nets and a ham radio humming on a crate, its dials glowing green. A lifeline she didn't expect. Jade fumbles with it, static crackling as Kashia slumps against the wall, her breath shallow. And Jade twists knobs, finding a protest frequency Dion had used. Her fingers trembling as she keys the mic. "This is Jade Monroe. I'm alive. Voss and his brother want me dead. This cross is my mom's fight. It's mine now." Her words spilling out. The jailbreak, Tia's fire, the sewer beating. Her arms slur a testament she can't show but feels in every pulse. The signal catches. Voices breaking through. "We hear you, Jade." Students, truckers, strangers, millions tuning in as she repeats, "They can't silence us." Her voice steadying, Kashia nodding weak but fierce beside her. She thinks she shifted the world, the broadcast soaring past borders, cities erupting, Memphis streets flooding with marchers, signs flashing her name in grainy lava streams she can't see. Her chest swelling with a fire she hasn't felt since Voss's first taunt. She's catching her breath, the shack a fragile fortress when static cuts in. Feds jamming the signal, a chopper's roar closing fast, and the door bangs open. Black vests swarming, rifles cocked, Jade Monroe down, Kashia lunges, knocked, flat by a buttstock, her groan sharp as Jade's cuffed, the radio smashed under a boot, its sparks dying as they drag her out, her shard slipping, lost in the scuffle. She's shoved into the swamp, reeds snapping, and Lyle Reed steps from the dark, his sheriff's star glinting, a detonator in hand. "You're a ghost now." His grin cold as he flips it. a blast ripping half the marsh skyward, flames surging, shrapnel slicing her leg as she's thrown, her ears ringing, mud coating her as the shed vanishes. Kashia's scream buried in the boom. She crawls from the wreckage, alive, her hoodie shredded, blood mixing with swamp water. Thinking she's lost it all, the broadcast dead, her ally gone, until sirens wail. Feds hauling her up, you're done, their grips iron as they toss her into a van, the TV flickering on, Voss's weary frame filling it. His voice smooth, Jade Monroe's dead, a martyr for chaos, her lies ended tonight. A staged clip of her body in the swamp, a fake she knows is her alive. His light twisting her movement into his victory, marchers faltering on screens. As he smirks, orders restored, she bangs the van's wall, I'm here. But the Fed smirks, no one cares, and she's driven off, her leg bleeding. Her broadcast a spark snuffed by Lyle's bomb, Voss's words a shroud over her fight, the swamp's ashes her only witness, alive but erased. Her will a ember flickering in a storm she can't outrun yet. Jade Monroe limps through the shadows of Memphis, her leg oozing blood from shrapnel, her skull pounding from the snipers grazed 10 nights ago. The van's hum fading as Feds dump her near Riverside Community College, her hands uncuffed, but her fight caged, Voss's voice still buzzing in her ears from that TV, Jade's dead. A martyr for chaos, his lie a shroud over her broadcast's ashes. She's got nothing, no phone, no cross shard, just a stolen janitor's cap pulled low. Her hoodie shredded, mud crusting her skin as she slips past campus oaks. Their branches clawing the dawn sky, her breath shallow, every step a stab through. Her swollen ankle, the quads quiet, students scattered since her death. But she knows Voss is here, his victory speech scheduled in the lecture hall where this started. A smug encore to bury her name. She sneaks through a service door, the janitor's closet reeking of bleach, and finds a broom, snapping its handle into a jagged staff, her hands trembling as she creeps down halls. Linoleum squeaking under her bare soles, the hum of a crowd. Growing, his voice leaking through walls, orders restored, thanks to me. She reaches the hall, a cavern of peeling paint and packed seats, 30 students. Some from that first day, their eyes glazed as Voss stands at the podium, weary and smirking. His buzz cut glinting under fluorescence, she was a threat. Now, she's gone, his words a knife twisting her gut. Jade bursts in, slamming the door, staff raised. I'm not gone, you liar. And the room gasps, heads swiveling, phones flashing as she storms the aisle, her voice raw. He mocked my cross, sent his brother to kill me, hunted me with dogs, burned my friend alive. She flings the cap, revealing her scars, the slur. On her arm a crimson scream, and students sob, a girl in braids choking, Jade. As tears streak her face, others filming, the stream spiking, she's alive. Voss freezes, his smirk faltering, then lunges, his weary frame faster than she expects. Grabbing her staff, wrestling her toward the desk, his breath hot, you're finished, she twists. Adrenaline surging, and flips him, pinning him to the wood, her knee on his chest. Tell them you framed me, the class erupts. Chairs scraping, voices shouting, let her speak. And Jade thinks she's won, her truth breaking through, the phone's a lifeline to millions. Her ribs aching, but her spirit roaring, until a shot cracks the air. Glass shattering as a bullet rips through the crowd, a boy in a green hoodie collapsing. Blood pooling, then another, a girl with glasses, her scream cut short, both dead in seconds. Jade spins, her grip slipping, and Sheriff Lyle Reed strides in, rifle smoking. His lean frame dwarfed by militia at his heels, their balaclavas swapped for open snarls. She's the monster. He roars, firing again, the crowd scattering. Screams filling the hall as Voss scrambles free, grinning. See she incites murder. Jade dives behind the podium, her staff clattering, students fleeing as Lyle's men fan out. Boots stomping, one kicking the dead boy's body, clean. Up her mess. She's trapped, her victory flipping to chaos, thinking she's rallied them only to lose them. Until Feds storm in, badges flashing. Jade Monroe, you're under arrest, inciting violence. Their cuffs snapping her wrists, her scars bleeding anew as they yank her up, Lyle smirking. Good work, Boys. Voss dusts himself off, stepping to the podium. She's the killer here, I'm the victim. His voice smooth as they drag her out, the class weeping, phones dropping, streams cutting to static, her staff left behind, the silver cross shard. She'd lost glinting in a corner, unseen, as she shoved into a van, her head banging steel. The doors slamming, her triumph a graveyard of two kids she didn't mean to pull into this war. She thinks it's over. Lyle's shot's a final nail. Voss freed, his life swallowing her stand. The hall's tears a chorus she can't unhear. Her fight a spark snuffed by blood she didn't spill. The feds grip a chain she can't break. Not yet, not as the engine roars, carrying her to a cell she knows too well. Jade Monroe sits shackled in a Memphis cell, her wrists bruised purple from cuffs that snapped on after Sheriff Lyle Reed's bullets tore through the lecture hall. To students, blood still staining her memory, their screams a loop she can't mute, the cold steel bench biting her thighs as she stares at the wall. Its gray slabs scarred with scratches she traces with her eyes, her leg throbbing from shrapnel. Her arms slur a crusted ache under torn skin. The feds dumped her here, inciting murder the charge, Voss's voice echoing from that podium. She's the monster, his weary frame freed while she's caged, her silver cross gone. Its shards lost to fire, flood, and fight, her mom's. Fight a whisper she clings to in this 6x8 tomb. The air thick with mildew and the clang of distant bars. She's doomed, facing death row. The weight of those kids' deaths a noose Voss and Lyle tied. Her broadcast spark snuffed, her name a curse in a city that's turned its back. And she thinks this is it, her stand drowned in blood she didn't spill. Her faith a flicker in a storm that's won. Her fingers twitch, nails digging into her palm, and she grabs a jagged pebble from the floor, carving into her arm over the slur, "Faith is my root." Her mom's words bleeding fresh as she scratches, pain a sharp hymn keeping her sane. Her eyes burning through tears she won't let fall. Hours crawl, the bulb overhead flickering, and a guard shuffles in, a burly man with a limp, his uniform sagging, his face blank as he slips a burner phone through the bars, muttering, "You've got a call," before limping off, his keys jangling a faint echo. Jade blinks, confusion spiking, her hands trembling as she grabs it, the screen glowing, a private number flashing, and she answers, breath held. "Who's this?" A voice crackles through, shaky, but sharp. "Jade, it's Voss," and her stomach drops, rage surging as she hisses, "You bastard." "What now?" He's quiet, then ragged, "I was wrong. Your mom, I knew her, she saved me once." And the words hit like a punch, her mind reeling. Voss's weary cynicism peeling back to something raw she can't grasp. He keeps going, his breath uneven. 1985. I was 19, drunk, crashed my car on Beale Street. She was a nurse, pulled me out, prayed over me with that cross while I bled. I never forgot her face. I stopped believing after, but she didn't. Jade's chest tightens, her mom's hands, steady and kind, stitching a stranger who'd grow to hunt her daughter, the irony a blade twisting deeper. As she snaps, "Why tell me now? You killed me for it." Voss coughs, "I'm quitting." "Jade, I'm leaking it all. My emails, Lyle's orders, the hate group. It's online now. I can't live with this." His voice breaking, a man unraveling she didn't expect. She thinks it's a trick, her grip tightening. "You're lying." But he cuts in, "Check the news." It's done, and hangs up, the line dead, her pulse hammering as she stares at the phone. Its screen blank, her mind a storm of doubt and flicker. Minutes later, boots stomp, a different guard yanking the door. Monroe, TV's on. Dragging her to a rec room, inmates crowding a cracked set. Channel 5 blaring. Voss's face live, pale and trembling. "I framed Jade Monroe, my brother. Lyle killed those kids. I've sent the proof. I'm sorry." His resignation letter waving. Emails scrolling. Lyle to Voss, end her, any cost, the hate group's roster. A confession shredding his smug mask. Jade's jaw drops, the room buzzing, inmates muttering, "She's legit," and outside, horns blare. Students flooding Memphis streets, crosses raised, signs flashing, Jade lives. Her broadcast reborn, a movement igniting from Voss's fall, his envy of her faith. She sees it now, a chain he broke too late. The guard from before slips back, sliding her cross's bent shard through the bars. Found it in evidence, figured you'd want it, and she clutches it, her mom's echo in her hand. Smiling through the cell's gloom, her scars a map to. This, alive, unbroken. Voss collapses on air, his career ash, Lyle's cruiser swarmed by feds. The class's tears a seed blooming into a reckoning, her fight outliving these walls. A flame no cage can hold. Jade Monroe's journey in this story is a raw testament to resilience against systemic hate. Her silver cross, mocked by Professor Daniel Voss, wasn't just a trinket, it was a lifeline to her mother's sacrifice, a symbol of faith weathered by racial storms. The first lesson screams loud: strength isn't loud or showy. It's the quiet burn that keeps you standing when the world wants you down. Jade faced taunts, beatings, betrayals, and bombs, each blow harder than the last. Yet, she carved her mom's words into her scars, turning pain into purpose. Second, the story peels back the ugly truth about power Voss and Sheriff Lyle Reed wielded it to crush her, twisting justice into a noose, showing how racism festers when unchecked by courage. But the third lesson flips the script. One voice, raw and real, can spark a reckoning. Jade's broadcast, her scars bared, didn't just fight back, it lit a fire that Voss's confession fanned into a blaze, toppling his lies and waking a city. Her classmates' tears weren't weakness, they were the ripple of truth breaking through silence. Finally, forgiveness isn't surrender. Voss's unraveling, tied to her mom's mercy, didn't erase his sins, but it gave Jade a win beyond revenge. This isn't just a tale, it's a mirror. Racism doesn't die easy, but neither does hope. So, what keeps you fighting when the odds stack high? Comment below with your spark. Like if Jade's grit hit you hard, subscribe for more tales of defiance, and share to spread her fire. Thanks for riding this roller coaster with us. Here's to standing tall, no matter the storm. Stay fierce, stay unbroken.